Well, in the run-up to the presidential election, allegedly won by Joe Biden by a handsome margin, a story emerged which polling suggests would have altered the outcome by a clear 10% of the vote or more, which would have meant that Donald Trump was the president of the United States now, and not the quite evidently senile, Alzheimer patient, Joe Biden. What was that story? That story was that a laptop unbelievably left in a repair shop by the first son of the President of the United States, Hunter Biden is his name, had contained material on it so horrific that Hunter Biden should be in a penitentiary for the rest of his life.
Dore, they love a narrative, and they're willing to ignore facts to push that narrative. That's what scares me. What scares me is, I think there are objective journalists that work for the Washington Post and New York Times, and there's real solid journalists out there. But I don't necessarily know if you're getting all the information. I think it's safe to say that
you're not sure.
Some fuckery is afoot. I mean, the New York Times just now is admitting that the Hunter Biden laptop is real.
The New York Times this week published a story epochal in its importance, in which they finally confessed that the suppression of the Hunter Biden laptop story had been wrong, that the material on the laptop had been authentic, that Hunter Biden was a sick sexual criminal, drug addict, and up to his neck in corruption in the Ukraine, and that the whole sick story of the coup and everything that has happened since was ineluctably, inextricably linked to what must now be called the Biden crime family.
Because the corruption is massive. Now, when Biden's son walks away with millions of dollars from Ukraine and he knows nothing, Biden's son walks away with millions of dollars from Ukraine and he knows nothing.
Yeah. You know, we remember from the debates with Trump bringing it up to Biden, and Biden saying it's bullshit and it's a lie.
Yeah.
A flat-out lie.
Yeah.
Everybody knew it was a lie.
People don't want you to know that. They moved mountains to make sure that you did not know that. They banned the newspapers who uncovered the story. They deplatformed them. They took them off Twitter, off Facebook. 51 intelligence officers of the United States, 51, testified that this laptop story was Russian disinformation.
Calling you a corrupt politician.
Nobody.
President Trump, I want to stay on the...
5 former heads of the CIA, both parties, say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
You mean the laptop is now another Russia hoax?
That's exactly what.
Is this
that's
where you're
exactly
going?
what.
This is where he's going. The laptop is Russia.
Dozens of former intelligence officials say that the Hunter Biden's it's Russian disinformation. Wow, dozens of intelligence officials say this? That's how you know it's extra not true.
It's a flat-out lie. Yeah. Everybody knew it was a lie. The New York Post had that story that was banned from Twitter, which was just outright crazy.
Donald Trump was right. Imagine that. Trump, a passing stranger with the truth. Trump himself, hardly a paragon of virtue either on the sexual front or on the corruption front. Donald Trump was the one telling the truth.
This is how they were lying to everyone to make them think the opposite of the truth for a political reason. That's what the establishment media does. This is political, lying to you, saying that this true story about the President Biden and his son was Russian disinformation when it was actual information, and everybody fucking knew it.
I've got to tell you that if Americans knew, as they will, slowly but surely, that Donald Trump had been right when he said, Joe Biden is a criminal, and you, the news media, are also criminals for failing to report it.
She said back then, back on in October of 2020, Hunter Biden's story is a Russian disinfo, dozens of former intel officials say. Well, guess what? Hunter Biden's infamous laptop confirmed in the New York Times report.
But there's other stuff on the laptop too. You see, Hunter Biden was not just up to his neck in vice and Class A drugs. He was up to his neck in business in Ukraine, in Burisma, the oil and gas company in Ukraine, which is where this whole sordid story of the Ukraine begins.
Watch this.
Oh.
With Trump down, can you turn it down? With Trump down in the polls, there is incentive for Moscow to pull out the stops and do anything possible. The New York Post published what it claimed were emails obtained from the Hunter Biden's laptop. However, many news outlets could not verify the legitimacy of the Post report. President Donald Trump has used Hunter Biden's work on the board of Burisma to politically attack Joe Biden.
His work?
His work. His work.
The Bidens, who gave you their word as a Biden, were lying. The intelligence community was lying. The deep state in the United States was lying. The Democrats were lying. CNN was lying. The media was lying. And Donald Trump was telling the truth. Just imagine if that story in the run-up to the presidential election had not been suppressed, how different the world would look today.